I have a question for Sega. Are you gonna keep making this character a villain and a boss? Or are you gonna finally make this character redeem? Because this is getting annoying. Metal Sonic was one of everyone's all time favorites. He was very good in the older games, in Sonic CD, where he kidnaps Amy and fights with Sonic in that game and has a bad nature to animals. And then you have Sonic Heroes, where he turns badass. He forms into a badass boss, and he fights very well and has a good story in that game. And he's cool in other games. But then you look at him and you're like, this character is taking so long to redeem, and he is getting he's getting attacked down to the floor. He is just a clone in Sonic Forces. Like, in Sonic Forces, you could have had him actually there. Because that character is so far a villain that's not redeeming. Even though he will in the future, but right now, he's not. So you could have had him in there in the Forces game instead of actually having him as a boss in that game. Like, there was no need for that. Why do you have to have him as a boss and as a clone in Sonic Forces? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then you have him in like Sonic Boom as this rival to Sonic, and just like it just doesn't make sense. Like, this is a different universe. But what I really like is that in Sonic Riders they did have him in it as like a main antagonist. It's not good, but it's actually still a decent. Yeah. But when you see this character, he's like, you constantly see him as bosses throughout some games. And Sonic Colors, he was just in a picture, and it was in a boss fight, and like, that's not Metal Sonic. If you really want to learn more about the good things of this character, look at the comics. There's one comic where he actually is a villain, but not all the time, but sometimes, and he doesn't entirely show up, but he is in there like several times in the comic, which is good because you got to take a break with this character. And then you have another comic which is actually sad. He actually has a sad story where he goes in and looks at all the battles where Sonic is fighting, and then he dips his finger in some kind of liquid, metal liquid, and he looks at it on his finger, and then he realizes that he is the clone of Sonic. Sonic is the actual Sonic, and he's not. And that's sad, and you get to see him walking away being sad. I just wish that they can finally redeem this character. And the reason why I'm making this video about him is because I believe there is hope for him to redeem. And I think there is. We have either Sonic the Hedgehog 4 or after that. If not Sonic the Hedgehog 4, then I know he's going to redeem after that. But we guarantee that Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is going to be when he redeems. And I hope that happens. I hope they make up some story writing that we've never seen before in the games. I hope they create something new to this character that actually has good writing. Good writing, not bad writing. But time will tell. That is it for this video, and I hope I get my prediction to this in either Sonic the Hedgehog 4 or after this, or after Sonic the Hedgehog 4 if he doesn't redeem there. So, bye!